Good morning. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Sally Joe. And good morning to whoever is connecting. Catherine, Kathy, Duca. Good morning to you, precious beings. Today you're going to get me, and me, and me. It is a no-thrill Sunday, different from anything we've ever done. I'm quite actually excited about being with you today because it's been a long time since I have indulged so completely in the purity of our teaching. And I hope to incite in you today also the excitement about this teaching, and to remind you why you're here. I think sometimes we forget. We get caught up in some of the fun, we get caught up in the personalities, we get caught up in the music, we get caught up in the thrills which is all great stuff. But I think sometimes we forget that at the base of what we're doing, we are here for the science of mind teaching. And so my hope and dream today is that I can incite in you or remind you of why you are here. So I welcome each person as you enter: Barry and Ray and Stephanie and Brian and Jessa. And I don't know who J iPhone is, but I welcome you here. So as we know, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. Here we believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime. You are the architect of your life, and it is never too late to know true happiness. This is who we are, and this is what we bring to you each and every Sunday, and with everything that we do. Thank you for the reminder, Brian. Yes, Jessa, my beloved friend, happy birthday to you. I'm so glad that you are here with us. So we're going to start this morning with a guided meditation. I'm offering you a guided meditation so you can sink inside of yourself and you can activate and open up some new aspects of truth that has been living inside of you. So please join me, and I'm going to give you a little bit of instruction. I'm going to ask you to slow down, unless you're driving. I'm going to ask you to be still, to empty your hands, to sit for just a couple of minutes in a position that communicates to spirit that you are at attention, that you are open and ready to download inspiration, that all the connection between you and the universal law is open and flowing. And when you stop, and when you're quiet, and when you sit at ease with a settled body, you become more receptive to allow for this one to have access to you. So in this moment, for this purpose, I'm going to ask you to just, in the quiet of your mind, to go down into the inner landscape of your being. Without judgment, by the way. Everything inside is beautiful. And I want to ask you to walk in your own garden, your inner garden, that you planted the seeds, that you cultivated, the garden that you fertilized. And look around at the garden within and take inventory of the seeds you have planted. How will you know you planted these seeds? Well, if it's in your life, you planted these seeds. So just look around. Take a gentle inventory. Look with an open heart. Look with loving intention. And see the beauty that you have created. Be aware while you're doing this that if there is a seed you have planted that for some reason has shown up as thorns or a weed, be aware that you can place your attention on it. You can gently remove that weed from your garden and plant a new seed. The new seed of I am. I am capable. I am worthy. I am love. I am health. I am creative. I am beauty. Plant these seeds in that inner garden. Now take a deep breath, and upon your exhalation, just kind of exhale as you blow a blessing across these seeds. And right before your eyes, these seeds begin to grow, expand, blossom, becoming the very intention that you planted. The very intention, so accurate. And with every breath, watch these seeds grow. And now I'm going to go silent for a minute, because it is in the silence, it is in the listening that you connect more profoundly to the intelligence and the love that is everywhere present. It is the silence that is the gift to our growth and expansion. So bask in your silence now. And so take note of the beauty of your inner landscape. Take note of the seeds you have planted, and congratulate yourself in the gentle way with which you turned over the garden so it is more fruitful and productive. And join me in this spiritual mind treatment. I know that there is one mind. This mind is everywhere present. This mind and my mind and your mind are one mind. We each have equal and immediate access to this one mind. We each have immediate access to download, to accept, to allow, and to generate a life that feels amazing. I bless this gathering. I bless every individual that is listening now and every individual that will hear this in the future. This is a good and glorious activity. It is beautiful. Mind would have it no other way. Mind sources itself to us. Mind provides for us the law that we each think into action every moment of every day. And as we remember it and as we turn our attention to it, we are more empowered each and every time. Our faith grows, our conviction grows. It is stunning. It is absolutely stunning. So I trust the process of becoming more of who we are already, of expressing more of mind without prejudice. Let us feel that, lean into that, accept it, allow it, and have great gratitude for the law that avails itself to us for this and so much more. I am incredibly grateful. And I surrender this word with great faith and conviction. And so it is. So we had a guided meditation because it helps us to refocus our attention. We had a bit of silence because silence is how we access our greater wisdom and attention. We had spiritual mind treatment because spiritual mind treatment is most definitely the way that you and I actively apply and utilize the law. And now we have a lesson, because what we learn is in Science of Mind that this is a study. It is an education and a study. And now mine's covered, but if you do not have your Science of Mind, I know you can't see it because of the thing. If you do not have your Science of Mind textbook out, available, where you could see it on a daily basis, if you happen to be someone who doesn't own the Science of Mind textbook, order the textbook. Something that I'm doing right now, which really helped to support my enthusiasm for today, is I'm also currently listening to the Science of Mind, course study that is available through Audible, through Amazon.com. If you want to shore up and get away from superstition and get away from the things that distract you, download and listen to the Science of Mind course study. And I don't have the exact name of it. I apologize for that. I will try to find it and make it available to you next week. But having that book out, having it available, seeing it in the room will help to keep you anchored to the teaching. There's a note I wanted to remember to tell you. Neil and I get calls time after time. We get calls, we get emails, we get text. So I'm going to help to make the note a little clearer on the website, but in both newsletters every week, it lets you know whether we are in person or online. In that communication is how you know where you get the link for being here on Sunday. And if you're the only person in the world that doesn't get the newsletter or can't access it, just go into the website, go put in cslnj.org, and what will pop up is the dates that we are in person. If there is no date on the pop-up, then we are online. The dates that pop up are our in-person dates. And I tell you that just so you understand that or actually, I'm telling you that so you don't call us. That's the actual truth. And because we've done everything we can to make it available. So we study because we know that this is a law, and the calling it a law can feel cold. Some of us want to have an ethereal, mushy kind of relationship within our spiritual practice. And you can have that. The thing about the science of mind is it avails itself according to your wants and desires, your labels, your relationship to it is in your hand. It's in your hands. So let me read something from the textbook, and I've changed the word slightly because I do work to make this gender neutral. God cannot give us anything unless we are in a mental condition to receive the gift. The law cannot do anything for us unless it does it through us. This is basic, folks. Belief is absolutely necessary to right demonstration. We are on the path of experience, just walking to the real fact of our true being as we awake. We find we are surrounded by many false conditions, but there is something within which remembers the real state. If one will sit in quiet contemplation of good as an inner experience, they will experience the good which they contemplate. We can do this only as we turn from that which is evil. We know what evil is, but I'll get back to that, and dwell on the good alone. The universe will not be divided. That which we dwell on, we become. Evil within science of mind is a misuse of the law. It is not an entity. It is not an entity unto itself. So the things that we see in the news, anybody noticing some things happening in the news that just horrifies you? It is a misuse of the law. That's happening when you see it in the news, it means it's happening on a grand scale, that somehow someone planted a seed and another individual of whoever did not question the seed. They simply allowed it. They accepted it. The acceptance of those planted seeds adds to them, and then they grow. So what we are seeing when we see politicians doing things we don't want, we are seeing collective agreement. So your job and my job is to not be in agreement. You can reel against it all you want, but your reeling against it activates an emotion that simply adds to and fertilizes that seed. Now, today we are not talking about political action. I'm not even talking about social action right now. That is another subject that the way we as humans might step out and up and out for our fellow spiritual brothers and sisters, our spiritual family. Today is about consciousness. You have heard it 1,000 times. You and I cannot demonstrate anything outside the consciousness that we cultivate. When we take away the music on the Sunday, and by the way, back in the day with our grandfathers, and mostly grandfathers back in the day, Ernest Holmes, Raymond Charles Barker, Irvin Seal, these individuals, they would tell you, that not to interrupt what's going on with music, not to even worry about having flowers. They were about the lessons. We've altered, we've changed. I know the value of music. I know the value of creativity. So we've added all of that to the lesson. But at times, admit it, the perks distract us from the application of the law. We get distracted because then we start forming opinions about music, and we form opinions about all the other stuff that's going on. But there is a law that is available to us. And whatever we dwell on, the law has it show up in our lives. It is the accumulation of our thinking that over time, the thoughts we think. So, and I'm gonna tease somebody who's here, and she is gonna know immediately that I'm talking about her. And we have joked about this in person. There are superstitions that we have. Superstitions are not law. Superstitions about putting a pocketbook on a ground is a superstition. Superstitions about whatever superstitions you might entertain, they are superstitions. They are not of the law. If you find yourself moving towards something, avoiding something because someone has taught you that that is so, question it. Because the law is pure. The law does not set us up to fail. The law does not set us up to be in pain. And one of the greatest gifts that we have been given, which kind of messes with our humanity. You and I have been given free will. Free will is the absolute most powerful, beautiful gift. And it's something to be managed, kind of like managing a 5-year-old. You have to look where your will is, and where your will shows up through your ego. You have to look at that and pull back on the reins. When you find yourself caught up in something emotionally, and suddenly it has its way with you, and you're not feeling very in charge, you have to pull back on those reins and ask yourself, what do I believe? What do I believe? Also in the textbook, if our eye is single, we shall be filled with light. That is when we perceive the unity of good, we shall perceive it in its entirety, an undivided whole. But if our eye be filled with evil, we just spoke of that, we shall remain in darkness. We shall cleave to the good. We must cleave to the good and trust absolutely in the law of God to bring about any desired end. Spirit will mold our purposes when we allow it to do so. As we learn to depend more and more on the perfect law, we shall find that the outward things which are necessary to our good will be provided. We shall be cared for as the lilies of the field, which live directly upon the divine bounty, and yet they toil not, nor do they spin. This law is not more available because you are a minister or practitioner. The law is happening, and that's the tricky part of this law. Our ponderances, our contemplations are the way that we are constantly activating the law. It might not seem like it. It might seem, well, I was just daydreaming. Your daydreaming is a way that you access the law. If you want to have greater prosperity in your life, the the thing for you to do is ponder upon prosperity and keep pondering upon prosperity. The only time you should deviate is if your feeling tells you otherwise, if fear kicks in, if doubt kicks in. Because if you cease pondering for your prosperity and it's interrupted by those things, then you are now worshiping fear. We don't worship fear. We don't worship doubt. We don't worship concern. And when I say worship, because if you're giving it your attention, your undivided attention, folks, you are worshiping it. The mind must be disciplined. You must be disciplined because your joy is guaranteed, but it's on the path of your discipline with how you activate the law. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is nothing else. There's you and the law and your will. And your will and the will of spirit is one will, one will. So as you desire, as you lean into a desire to have your life be a certain way, you must know that spirit in its wholeness is availing itself to you, not in part. It doesn't do anything in part. If you're challenged with relationships, then turn to mind and affirm. Mind knows only love. And since my mind and the mind of God is one mind, then I must be of that love. If we're having health challenges, then we turn to spirit again and we declare the mind of, apologies, the mind of God. It's my granddaughter trying to get to me. I thought I turned my phone off. Excuse me. If we're talking about health, then we affirm mind knows only health. And since God's mind and my mind are one mind, I must be of health. And I want to tell you, I want to speak about health and doctors for a moment too. I want to be clear, and I've been saying it for years, and yet somehow I know that I think I've given you the wrong impression sometimes. I've attempted to clean this up. Science of Mind does not have a superstition about doctors. We are not against doctors. We are not against pharmaceuticals. What we are is we are for the place where spirit exists in that doctor, where the spirit exists in the nurses, in the technology, in the medication, should you have to subscribe to it. That is what we believe in. That is what we believe in. It is not wrong, and it is not a misuse if you turn for support. It is not. Do we believe in the appearance of the miraculous in healing? Absolutely. Never question that. Never question your ability to utilize the law to transcend your illness, to transcend a syndrome. There is nothing. Science of Mind believes that there is nothing outside our ability to allow spirit to move us toward health. There is no exception to that rule. Nothing. If you find yourself not in the position where you're activating it enough, be loving and gentle with yourself. Because to condemn yourself or judge yourself or think that because you need help, it's wrong, that adds to your own personal pain and suffering. It adds to your own personal pain and suffering. The law, we used to have this student, I can't remember her name at the moment. If somebody remembers it, you could put it in the chat. We had this student, because I used to say in the classes, the law is the law is the law. And she used to walk around quoting that all the time, because it's true. The law does not work more through me because of a personality. If it works more through me, if it works more through Tony or someone, a practitioner that you honor and you think, it doesn't work more through Michael Beckwith, except to the degree that we turn away from the appearance of less than. We turn away from pain and suffering. We turn away from the diagnosis. Your job, my job, is to not be distracted by the physical world. Form is a result. It is not a cause. You accessing spirit, you are the cause in your life. And the more you and I take responsibility for the outcome, the more we are empowered to create more of what we want. Is that clear? I want to get a thumbs up if that's clear. If it's not clear, let me know. Because this is what we're speaking about, folks. The law is open, available. It's not open because you're religious scientists. It's open to Jews. It's open to Muslims. It's open to atheists. Because the law in and of itself is just this activity that is always, it's like a molten liquid that will fill any form that we provide. Any form that we provide. What form are you providing? Are you planting seeds of health, of wholeness? Are you planting seeds of beauty? Are you planting seeds where you accept adventure and the prosperity of your life? Or are you planting seeds of fear, doubt, worry, and limitation? Now, I love you all, but I listen to you. And I know of myself, there are some times I just don't think. Do you ever have a not thinking moment? Like you just didn't think, you didn't remember that you could treat? It's just a silly thing. But sometimes I might get caught. Like, I'll give you an example. And this is, I'm just throwing this out there. I used to have help in the house. I used to have a housekeeper, and I loved having a housekeeper. And then life got a little complicated. COVID kicked in. And sometimes I live with the idea that housekeeper is no longer in my budget. Now, that seems very simple and very white privilege kind of thing to use as an example. But that's a simple thing. So do I continue thinking I can't afford, or do I turn around and say, how can I afford? How can spirit through me help me to have that reality that I want? You allow passing thoughts that you just don't even consider. We sometimes think that we must age in a certain way. We think that we have limitations due to a variety of things, but that's our thinking. That's not law. Law says that when you submit and surrender, submit to law, surrender your limitations, but then you must then activate it by affirming the actual outcome that you want. There is nothing about you that you are not worthy of living a life with ease and grace. And living it to such a degree that your neighbor asks you, what do you do? Why is your life easy? Why is your life filled with so much joy? So if we are living this life, we are activating that so much, and we are modeling it. Does that make sense? The science of mind has no superstition, and there's no limitation except for the limitation that you and I place upon it. You want a new home? Generate and demonstrate a new home. You want a new partner? Generate and demonstrate a new partner, not with force or effort. Holmes was clear. We must settle and do these things effortlessly, because the effort is already saying that I can't have. So what we do is we ponder, we accept, we allow, we open ourselves to an ease and grace. This is what we do. So we read, just like the meditation, we look at our inner landscape, we take inventory of the seeds we have planted. The ones that we love, we keep feeding and fertilizing with our love and attention. And the seeds that we have planted that we don't love so much, we gently say, we uproot them and we plant a new seed. We must take the effort out of the process. No fancy, nothing fancy, nothing tricky. This is the entire teaching. It will be done unto you as you believe. It will be done unto you as you believe. So the only question for you to ponder, what do I believe? And if you're not certain, you look around your life and you get to realize, oh, I must believe in stress. I guess I'm believing in limitation. I guess I believe in relationships not working. I guess I must believe that I'm not enough. Now, are any of those things true? Absolutely not. But you'll know it by looking at your life. Look at the fruit of the tree, not with judgment, but with love. Bring love to everything. Bring love to everything. The love will pave the way. Love will open the door. Love will hold you while you're processing. Yes? Yes? All right. Okay. Now I'm going to treat, and then I'm going to stay here today for you. If you want to have some Q&A, if you want to talk, if you want to chat, if you want to ask questions. But first let me treat, and then y'all can remember to say happy birthday also to Jessa. So join me, because treatment is how we accept and align with our divine birthright. Oh, sometimes I just want to shake all of us, and myself included, to remember that you and I are worthy. So as we submit and surrender to the one love, the one mind, the one good, the one glory, it is activated in, through, as us. There is no separation. There is no time or space where we are not of it. The glorious, beautiful, powerful, strong law that says, and I speak this word now for each of you in the I am powerful. I am potent. I am love itself. I am health. I am prosperous. I am beautiful. I am creative. I am strong. And in these affirmations, it's me accepting mind as my reality. And I accept this on behalf of each one of us listening. Let us not invest any time or energy in less than. Let us only invest time and energy in the glorious gifts that we have been given. Let us do this with love. Let us do this with acceptance. Oh, for this good and very good. I am so grateful. I am so, so grateful. With great faith and conviction, I do now surrender this word to love, to the law, and to the awe of life that makes it so. And so it is. Thank you. And I want to say to you, as Neil puts the link, hopefully, Neil, you have the link to put into the chat. If the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey offers you any value, I encourage you to give, and I encourage you to give till it feels good. To give because you are reminded through what we do that you are a beautiful, incredible receptor of good. That is who you are. So support this community, support this ministry kindly, abundantly, generously, because we, in order to keep giving you more of this, we need your love and support. And in this moment, in your love and support, I mean your dollars. I mean it that way this time. So give so it feels good. Give above and beyond so it feels good. And Neil, did you put that in the chat, my friend?
I did.
Good, beautiful. All right. So thank you all. I love you. And Jess, a happy birthday. I won't ask you how many years you're alive here. I won't do that. So if y'all want to unmute and say hello to each other, please do so. Please do so.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy birthday,
Good morning,
Jessa.
all.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
to have you all here.
Family, good morning, my
Good morning.
family.
Good morning to everyone. What a beautiful talk. We all needed this.
Oh, good. I don't know who said that, but thank you.
Hey, Jessa. Happy birthday.
Good morning, everyone. Jessa, happy
Morning, everyone. Happy
birthday.
birthday, Jessa.
It was an excellent service. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
Tony.
you,
How are
Thank
you?
you for reminding us.
This is so beautiful.
Hey,
Beautiful. Hey,
Bill.
Bill.
How are
Hello,
you, Bill
hello, my
Cerna?
love.
Also, have a happy and safe Fourth. Be careful.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody enjoy, have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Good morning, Eddie and Alyssa. Good morning. Good morning, Kathy.
Good
Hey,
morning,
Dave.
Tony.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
morning.
Good
Ray.
morning, everyone.
morning, Neil.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Richard.
Hey,
Good
Sonia.
morning.
Hey, Sal. How are you?
Sal, you
Love
look
you.
so relaxed,
you.
Sal.
Oh, I am. Take my word. I got 8 hours of sleep last night. That is an unusual thing for me lately.
Nice job, Sal.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good morning. Good morning. Have a wonderful day.
Hey,
You
Andy.
too.
Yes.
Good morning, Karen.
Hey,
Good morning,
Karen.
everyone.
Where's Frank, Antonia?
Oh, he's a little sick today. So,
Okay.
yeah.
He's just recovering. He's just recovering. That's it.
He's just recovering. That's exactly right. Yes.
Getting his strength. Getting his strength.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And we said hello.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Bill.
Hi there, Sal.
How are you?
Yes, Jessa, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Usually
Happy
on
birthday,
4th
Jessica.
of July for like 20 some odd years, her children never wanted to go to the parade, and neither did mine, but Jess and I would walk down to the parade, sit there in the heat, sit by the parade. And then she moved to Florida. So
And there's plenty of heat there.
yes, there is plenty of heat there. I know, especially after my visit. So is there any way I can support? Does anybody want to bring anything up? Yeah, Beth, go ahead, love.
I do. So I find myself struggling sometimes. I'm so convinced that I have truth